So we could come up with some complicated excuse about why this video is not being uploaded around Christmas time.
You can blame it
But
on
but here's the thing. I think
me.
it is smarter, maybe more legitimate, if we just simply gaslight our audience into believing that it is actually still Christmas. So yeah,
Or
it is still Christmas, and if anyone tells you it isn't, they're lying to you. Shut up.
blame it on me.
Or blame it on Cher. Those are your two options. We've given you someone to blame, and we've also presented the option to blame yourself. So you can do either. Merry Christmas or fuck you, Cher. Those are your options.
In my
Also,
defense, I had 5 parties I had to go to.
I mean, to be fair, it was fucking Christmas season, man. We were really busy.
Yeah, Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and winter solstice and any other holidays celebrated around that time.
If this special taught me anything, it's that even big rich folks like Mickey Mouse gotta struggle around the Christmas times. Like, he had to get a whole nother job, man. He had to work for Pete, he had to sell Christmas trees. The man's part of the biggest company in the world, and even he had to, like, shell out for the holidays. So, like, if Mickey had to, surely you can understand if we have to.
Oh,
Speaking of which, welcome to Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas in the
Yeah.
in the very relevant year of 2023, January 1st. That's not fully a year, but whatever. This is 10 days before my birthday, so like that could be a holiday this connects to, I guess. I'll give my birthday to Christmas. Why not?
my mom's birthday's next Sunday, as of recording.
Oh shit, that's cool. We were all born around the same time, except for the fact that she is much older than me.
Yeah. And she's a Capricorn. Wait, are you a Capricorn?
I am a Capricorn.
Oh, so is my mom.
I don't really follow horoscope. I was about to say horoscope. I don't really follow the horoscopes.
I choose you.
It does sound like a Pokemon. Sounds like a Heracross would evolve into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. Gonna be real. This is one of my favorite Christmas specials ever. I watch this one every year too. I actually forgot to watch it this year, so I very much appreciate
You
that
can
we did
thank
this
me.
episode.
You can thank me for
Thank you,
that.
Cher.
Yeah.
I will thank you and curse you.
Yeah. You can blame me for this video being late, and you can also thank me for watching it.
We have complex feelings about this episode already, but we're still going in. So if you've never seen this special, it is comprised of 3 short stories narrated by Kelsey Grammer, right? It was Kelsey Grammer narrating?
I believe so.
Jinx.
I'm like 80% sure it was him.
Well, well, for those who want to know, this was my choice. I'm obviously wearing my Mickey Mouse shirt here. I love watching this every single year. There's just something special and heartwarming, especially with all 3 of these shorts. Like, are you like the Donald Duck one or Goofy or Mickey? It has something for everybody. Now, there was a sequel that came out like a few years later, but it was all CGI. It was called Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas. It's fine, but I still prefer Once Upon a Christmas. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain. There's just something more magical about it. Maybe other than the fact that I prefer Mickey in 2D than 3D. I don't know.
I really like Twice Upon a Christmas. I think specifically because, like, first of all, I'm pretty sure it has 4 stories instead of 3, which is cool. But, it has 5 stories. I'm trying
because it starts.
Donald's got one.
Yeah. It's Minnie and Daisy, and then Huey, Dewey, Louie, then Max and Goofy. Then it goes back to Donald Duck hating Christmas and the sound of "We wish you a Merry Christmas," and then it goes to to Mickey, and Mickey and Pluto running away because of Mickey's
That one's probably the best story of that one. Either the one with Huey, Dewey, and Louie, or that one. But we're not reviewing that yet. I guess we'll do that one next year, maybe. Right after Christmas as well. This will be the new tradition. But yeah, let's jump right into this one with Christmas every day. The fucking
be Christmas. Oh wait, that's the wrong. That's Fairly Odd Parents. I'm sorry.
That one's good too. That one features the Easter Bunny trying to murder Santa Claus, which to me guarantees a good product. You just throw that in there, anything's good.
Yeah, I was like, okay, it's like, oh, so this was before Rise of the Guardians. Oh, okay.
We need more content with the Easter Bunny getting really pissed at Santa Claus for being cooler than him.
Like Rise of the Guardians.
Yeah. And also Fairly Odd Parents. I want it to be murderous, and it's more friendly in Rise of the Guardians. But yeah, classic Groundhog Day scenario here. Huey, Dewey, and Louie wake up. They want Christmas to keep happening. Spoiler alert, it does. And hijinks ensue, and then hijinks go a little too far, and then hijinks reverted. But it ends in hijinks anyways, because Donald dies. You missed that part where he doesn't get out of the snowman in time.
You know, I believe Disney Channel recently did something a lot similar to this, called Christmas Again. It's with the girl. It's with the girl that plays Trixie on Lucifer.
I have not seen that show.
It's not a show; it's a movie.
Well, there you go.
I thought I would just bring that up. So, yeah.
I thought Lucifer was a show with that hot guy that everyone likes on the CW.
Tom Ellis. He is also one of my favorite celebrity crushes. I have a lot of.
So you know the hot guy. The show does exist. Jack.
I can tell my desires any time of the day.
Do you have any notes on this first episode? Because I got one or two.
So I didn't take notes on this one.
Scandalous.
I didn't take notes on this because, this isn't the reason for it, but I'd never seen this before. This was new to me.
Whoa.
So it's like, okay, yeah, I've never seen this. I have vague, like, the Mickey story.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, there was a slight deja vu with that. So again, if this had been on Disney Channel or something growing up, I may have seen it. But no, I don't remember ever watching this before. So, okay, no, let's set the notes aside and let's just drink this in.
I am truly intrigued by your opinion now because me and Cher both saw this as kids, so we're colored by that. I want the unfiltered thing that you got. Please.
It's dog shit. No.
I would love it. I would love it if we were just like, oh yes, it's classic. We watch it every year with our family. It's fucking garbage. Look at all these fucking renders. It's awful. I would love that. You could be our Gordon Ramsay, man.
I don't remember Aunt Gertty. Who the heck is Aunt Gertty?
I also question that. She was not in the DuckTales reboot.
Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna open another tab and see if I can find where she goes on the McDuck family tree. But no, just for this first story, I am my favorite sort of sensational six Disney-based stories are always the ones around Donald and his family and Goofy and Max. So solid 2/3 of this film were primed with characters that I like. So yeah, Scrooge, a little bit Scottish representation in this.
Don't like Mickey's magic of the gift of the Magi.
Fuck Mickey.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that one. But just on this first one, with Huey, Dewey, and Louie wishing it was Christmas every day. Great, I love that. I love because that's something you always thought about when you heard the song. And if it was Christmas every day. Other things have done this story before. But it's really sweet and wholesome, and the boys doing it for selfish reasons, and then realizing that no one else is enjoying it either. Okay, so then striving to goodwill toward men, you know? Giving us that meaning of Christmas, which, I mean, is just sort of the through line of all of these is the, you know.
Christmas is about togetherness.
Yeah.
Is definitely the through line. However,
It was really sweet.
here's the thing, and I mean this truthfully, and I mean this honestly. I'm not doing this for a gag. I'm not doing this for a joke. I have seen the Groundhog Day scenario a lot of times. This is the first time it really sunk in, and I realized, oh shit! If a Groundhog Day thing happened, you would go mad with power and then just go crazy. You would just go fucking crazy.
End up like, or you can end up like Santa Claus in the Fairly Odd Parents, where he's almost murdered by the Easter Bunny Tooth Fairy.
Well, here's the thing, and this is what I really realized while watching Huey, Dewey, and Louie. If I was trapped in the same day over and over again, and I knew I could get away with anything, I would probably, like, I feel like one day you'd be like, all right, no consequences. Let's have a no consequence day. Let's just do whatever the fuck we want to do and see what trouble we get up to. And I realized, oh shit. If you live the same day over and over again, like you're in a simulation or something, eventually morality no longer plays a role. And you just go nuts. And it kind of made me feel for the boys. And it really made me, like, it warmed my heart just a little extra when they were very nice to Donald at the end.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. If you really think about the Groundhog Day scenario, it ends in madness. If it happened to a real person, which it never would because this is fictitious, but let's just, for the gag, let's just go with it. You'd go crazy after like day 6. Of waking up and knowing exactly what's going to be in those presents every day. Of seeing Donald smack himself with the pancakes each time. The brothers become numb to it. They're like, there's Donald with the pancakes hitting himself in the head. They don't even care after a while.
Yeah.
We all become mad gods when time means nothing. That is what Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas has taught me this year. Happy 2023, everybody. That's where we're starting. Let's see where we end.
It's supposed to be the year of the rabbit.
It's the year of the duck, baby. But yeah, I love this special. All moral quandaries aside, it is really fun to see them like throw the water balloon at Chip and Dale, freezing them, which is kind of crazy. But then later giving them the nuts and trying to apologize. I always find it a little sweet when characters can realize, oh shit, we were wrong. And, you know, that doesn't happen enough in real life, so shout out to this. Well, it's cute.
Yeah, I also really love like the voice acting. Like when I was watching again, I like to watch it out loud instead of using my headphones. My dad was like, "What the heck is this?" And I told him like, "Hey, by the way, Scrooge McDuck, that's Alan Young, Mr. Ed." Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it was good to hear the classic Scrooge voice again.
I mean, I do like David Tennant, but I also do miss Alan Young. I don't know. Alan Young had that. I don't know.
Tennant is great. He's a great replacement. But since that's the voice I started with, to me, that's Uncle Scrooge. When I hear him, I hear Uncle Scrooge. When I hear David Tennant, I hear a good new version of Uncle Scrooge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like, I don't know, like when I was a kid, I used to watch freaking Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and based off of those voices, I associate with them. Like I associate Bill Farmer as Goofy. He's still doing Goofy to this very day. Jim Cummings as Pete. He's still doing that. Tress MacNeille, aka Dot from Animaniacs, she does Daisy and Chip, which I still kind of wish she did that for Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, but you know that's last year.
John Mulaney.
And then of course, the late Wayne Alwyn and Rusty Taylor, they were Mickey and Minnie, and I still love them even to this very day. I think Wayne passed away a year or two after Mickey Mouse Clubhouse premiered, and then Rusty passed away in like 2018, 2019. So it's amazing. It's amazing how we started off with like Walt Disney as Mickey Mouse, and then we get so many different variations and different interpretations of an iconic character like Mickey Mouse and Donald and Goofy and everyone else.
Who is the current voice of Mickey? I believe he also did Darkwing Duck in the DuckTales reboot.
Wait, I thought that was Jim Cummings. Jim Cummings was Darkwing Duck.
No, he was Negaduck.
Oh,
Yeah.
Negaduck. Okay.
It was a different guy who did. I'm trying to remember Darkwing's real name. Something Drake. Something Drake. I can't remember Darkwing's real name.
Bruce
Drake
Wayne.
Mallard, maybe?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I think that might be what it
makes
is.
more sense.
Brett Iwan, Brett Iwan, is the first result for Mickey Mouse current voice.
Oh, well, I think they replaced it again then, because I remember the guy who did him for a little while and also did that Darkwing version. His last name was, like, gnarly. He had a really cool last name. Can't remember it for the life of me, though. Time has passed.
And Gertty update. This is the only thing she appears in. She's not on the McDuck family tree.
So is she a ghost?
Well, if she's Huey, Dewey, and Louie's aunt, then that makes her either one of Della's siblings,
Mm-hmm.
in which case Donald.
Or
So
Daisy.
there's either a third sibling that we didn't know, or it's on their father's side, who we don't know at all.
Well, it could also theoretically be Daisy, because they call Daisy Aunt Daisy in this.
Sure, yeah, could be friend of the family.
Hmm. Why do they call Daisy Aunt Daisy? Is it just because she's dating Donald? Or I don't know. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fair. It's fair. I have no idea who Gertie is, and the fact that she did not get a cool DuckTales reboot like character means that she's probably not important.
No, she's made up purely for this short. She's got nothing else listed on the Disney Wiki.
Yeah, I don't even think she's in the sequel to this, which there would be a place for her, because I know there's a story in Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas where Donald is just very anti-Christmas. It actually ends on a good note, but...
Yeah, and whenever he hears "We wish you Merry Christmas," he just goes insane.
Well, it ends kind of sweetly, because he gets really angry at this choir group because they're bad at being a choir group. But then he ends up, like, orchestrating them, and it's really cool. I like Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas, even though it's very CGI heavy.
Okay.
But yeah, this first one, should we rank it short by short? Because they're kind of their own contained story. Should we give a ranking for each short?
I think
we
because
should.
they all come
It makes
together
sense.
at the end. I think we rank the whole thing as a package, but we say which of these three is our favorite.
Fair enough. I like this one a lot. I think there's a lot of good stuff in it. I think most stories with Louie, Dewey, and Huey are pretty enjoyable. Mostly when they're a foil to Donald. In this one, they're kind of just accidentally hurting Donald until they try to stop it from happening.
Yeah.
There is good stuff.
I agree with that, but I will add the modifier that I have not seen Quack Pack.
You don't
I have
have
only
to.
seen the theme song for Quack Pack.
You super don't have to see Quack Pack. I've seen 3 episodes of Quack Pack. It's just every other generic cartoon of its kind, you know?
Okay.
We don't talk about Quack Pack.
Mm-mm.
DuckTales referenced it once, and now we can all move on with our lives. But then we move on to the much more emotional one, in my opinion. Goddamn Goofies. First of all, because I assume there aren't going to be a lot of jokes during this part, or maybe we'll mock Goofy, who knows. But I do want to bring up something that just caught my eye. I didn't take any notes on it. I was just like, well, that's peculiar to see. Did anyone else clock that Goofy very briefly falls into a lumberjack lingerie store?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
that was one of those things where I was just like, okay.
Yeah, Disney got away with that.
I mean, I don't mind a joke like that. It's just like the balls to put that in a Christmas special, like which are specifically targeting little children.
I mean,
I want to
It made
know.
me giggle.
I want to know. I want to know for Goofy short. Is this the same universe as Goof Troop?
I don't know. Max is
presumably.
little. I will say, because I remember someone actually brought this up in a review, in Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas, Max is an adult. Some time has passed in between the two, and Max actually brings a girl home for Christmas.
But it's not Roxy.
It's not Roxanne.
Or
It's not the
Roxanne.
lady. It's a completely different CGI abomination. So,
Yeah.
so
We
if
don't
it
talk-
is canon, that means they didn't get together. So pick your poison.
Yeah.
Well, they seem so cute in a Goofy movie, and then
They're
and
a
then
very
and,
cute
ex-
couple.
and then like extremely Goofy movie, doesn't he end up with the poet girl? No.
I
I've
haven't
only
seen,
heard that an extremely goofy movie isn't as good as the original, and thus I have not watched it.
I haven't seen a Goofy movie all the way through. I've only seen the intro.
Yeah.
Whenever
We
I
may have
say
to
that,
cover that
people look at
coming-
me. Yeah. People give me strange looks when I say that.
Yeah. What about Stand Out and Eye to Eye?
Oh, I've heard the songs. Don't worry.
Oh, those-
Jonathan Young covered them. They got to me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
It's cute too.
this one was like, I'm intrigued to get your experience, Jack. But for me as a kid, this one was kind of rough. Like, I believed in Santa when I watched this for the first time, and like, Pete is just trashing Max, like legitimately, like insulting the kid. Goofy desperately doesn't want his kid to like lose faith in Santa Claus. And I don't know, it's just kind of rough to watch, especially that scene when Goofy falls off the roof.
Mm.
The delivery on the line of, "You were right. I even fell off the roof." I'm sorry, I get choked up when watching this special. It has kidnapped my emotions, and it is holding them hostage each time I watch it. Yeah, I'll giggle when it turns out that like, oh, there's a thief dressed up like Santa robbing Pete. That's hilarious. There's a lingerie store for lumberjacks. That's, oh god, the items they would sell in that store. Focus. But just this one is very emotional. It really gets me, and I think the ending of them just setting together and finding like, their own little love for Christmas in each other. Jesus, this is a well-made special, even though it features Goofy.
Yeah.
like specifically that short. I think that one might be my favorite, but I'm very intrigued to see what you guys think. Speak, motherfuckers!
I really like this one as well. Again, Max and Goofy, because of a Goofy movie growing up, primed to like it. I like these characters. So, aside from the sheer, okay, it's this weird Disney world of these characters, so there's a bit of suspension of disbelief.
Mhm.
But it always bugs you in a lot of stories of, okay, Santa is real though.
Oh yeah.
So how is there any debate? Parents who are like, oh yeah, Santa's not a thing. Where do they think the presents come from? There's all those like logical gaps that you can just shove out your brain for this because they don't matter. They rarely do, but especially in this film. But I do kind of wish that they didn't have Santa show up at the end of this. It's funny, Pete's reaction and everything is good. But I really like this because I think it would be, and again, they don't put it as the first one, they put it as the middle run, because with a lot of musicals and stuff, you want the opening number and then the number before the intermission and then the ending number to be the big standout ones
Oh,
for the
yeah.
audience to remember, and the rest throughout can be good and be standouts as well. But those are your showstoppers. So
Yeah.
here you have your showstopper opening, your showstopper ending, and I think it would have been really interesting if they had this kind of mature story of Santa isn't real. That's the
Oh,
middle one. I think that had they done that, this easily would be my favorite of the set. Because it's that thing, you lie to kids. You tell them there is a Santa
Yeah.
Claus.
Yeah.
And here we get a story of Max, a character who is growing up and reaching that point of questioning that. And it's really interesting. Goofy then, also believing Santa is real and trying to convince Max he is and everything.
Mm.
It is really sweet. And then Max seeing how dejected Goofy is by his own realization of that. So him trying to keep the dream alive for him, that's great. And it sort of hits at this thing that, I am yet to experience.
Mm.
I'm 22. I don't have any kids.
I'm going to have to explain it to my cat one day that there's no Santa.
But it's that thing of when the kids realize that there is no Santa, it's still keeping them involved in the magic that, okay, they now have the responsibility to keep it going for those around them, for those younger than them, to keep the spirit of Christmas alive.
Exactly.
I really like that.
I totally agree with this. I guess I'll go and I recently just uploaded my thoughts on Rise of the Guardians, both part 1 and my Dear DreamWorks, and I kind of went into this depth with Jack was going through, like all the holiday figures. Obviously they are not real, but that doesn't mean you can't believe in them spiritually, like figuratively. You can still have that magic. Again, it's not about like the presents and like the commercialism. It's just mainly being about with like friends and family and just having that magic. Like I said, when I know we're not talking about Rise of the Guardians here, but North Center is wonder, and as kids we have this wonder in our eyes, and we're only like this yay big, but everything is so big to us. It's so massive, it's so colossal, and it's wow, it's amazing. And then as we get older, we realize that some things aren't black and white. There's like a little bit of gray, and for me, I don't want to say I stopped believing because I still believe it. I still believe Santa in my heart. I know he's not real, but in my heart, I know. And it was right around the time when I saw Rise of the Guardians. That's kind of like where my little crossroads is. But back to this, yeah, it is kind of hard to see a kid go through a crossroads in life about, is this particular person real? If he's not real, like I will tell you a quick little short story. So last weekend when I was getting, well, 2 weekends before Christmas, when I was getting presents for my parents, I saw an elderly guy dressed up as Santa. Like he looked like Santa Claus to me, and I know he wasn't, but I wished him a Merry Christmas, and I said Merry Christmas, Santa. And he smiled back at me. He wished me a Merry Christmas. I knew he wasn't Santa, but it just felt right to say. And I saw a bunch of kids coming around him. He's like, "Oh, look, it's Santa! It's Santa!" And I don't know. It just warmed my heart just to see the happiness, because in the end, that's mainly what it is. Just to see the joy and the happiness of all kids and adults alike. Because some people may have had a good year. Some people, like myself, didn't really have such a good year. But just being together that's really all that's all about. As long as we have the magic and the twinkle in our eyes to see this figure that we believe in all our hearts, whether he is real or not, it's up to you. Just keep the magic going.
Well, here's a little bit of a theory on mine, just to address what Jack said a little bit. Because I have a theory that was the original plan, to like straight up say there is no Santa and end it on that. And I feel like the producers, or maybe Disney themselves, might have chickened out of that. Because, like, if you look at it, it really looks like that's where they're going. Like, the whole time, it's all building up to this. They get to the end, and it really, like, I think that's where it originally ended. And then somebody in the writer's room was like, we can't tell the kids there's no Santa. Parents will be pissed at us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also this is also because Tim Allen's Santa Claus was, very popular around this time too, and I think people always like watching that as well. And,
Have you guys seen the new Tim Allen Santa Claus TV show? I have not, but I have heard the weirdest descriptions of it. I've heard people say that it is bad, but also it's really, really good? And no one will explain to me why it's both bad and really, really good. They're not telling me it's so bad it's good. They're not telling me like it's like good bad, but there's like some good bits in it. I'm just hearing the strangest shit about that show.
Honestly, I haven't heard anything. All I've been wanting to do after this was watch Wednesday on Netflix. So.
Good choice. No, didn't even know that was a thing.
So I guess I'll ask this question. Why not? How did you guys find out Santa wasn't real? Was it similar to something in the special, or was it just like kind of a slow, gradual thing where you were like, I don't know if the man who wears red and has flying reindeer and also does the present stuff, I don't know if that tracks.
I think it was for me it was a gradual thing. I can't point to a specific moment, but yeah, you always had that thing of that one kid in school who figured it out early. There's no such thing as Santa. And that one kid plants that sort of initial seed of doubt.
And then there's that one kid who holds on to it a bit too long.
Yeah.
That was me.
I think that was also me as well. Like I said, I think for me when I finally realized that maybe there isn't a Santa Claus or a Tooth Fairy or Easter Bunny was around Rise of the Guardians. I'm telling you, that movie is so important. We talked about.
I am ashamed to say I was still in denial about Santa till I was like 13. Well, here's the thing. At 13, I was pretty damn sure there was no Santa, but I was like, there's gotta be a Santa. Like, I didn't want to not believe the lie, but one day my grandpa just pulled the Band-Aid off and was like, there isn't, and I was like, okay. And then I moved on. I think that's kind of what Santa's there for. Like, you get a little bit of magic. It's really cool. It's whimsical for a time, but like, when you get older, it just becomes time. You gotta let Santa go.
When you get older, it seems like the magic kind of fades away.
Mm-hmm.
And because of whatever situations we're in right now. I mean, everyone has their own paths. Everyone has their own different stories of what they're going through. And
well, the cool thing, and here's the thing, I am not a parent, so I am repeating this secondhand. Once again, I consider myself the proud bro of a very cool cat. I have a cool cat, that's all I need. Don't need a child, maybe one day, but like, this cat's pretty dope. I'm down with him for a little bit. I have a friend who is a father, and he has told me that when you have a kid and you get to start spreading the legend of Santa, apparently the magic comes back a little bit in that regard. Like, it's in a different way, but apparently vicariously through one's child, they get the magic of Santa again. Which I think is a very cool sentiment.
Like, just like, hey, let's make cookies or make a cake for Santa, and we can have like a little glass of milk. Yeah, like I said, when I went to Walmart a couple weeks ago for Christmas, I saw a dude that looked like Santa Claus. I knew he wasn't, but I knew it was the right thing to say. Merry Christmas, Santa. It just felt right to say that.
How do you know that wasn't me in disguise, though?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You don't know who those Santas are. They could all be me.
But I also like how there are different versions of Santa Claus. It's not like your
Oh, yeah.
traditional Santa Claus. You have like Tim Allen's Santa Claus or the Rise of the Guardians, Russian badass Santa Claus with 2 double swords that can slice people in half. Which are
David
probably my
Harbour
favorite.
Santa.
Yeah, or Krampus or
Hmm.
Gilbert Gottfried as a vampire Santa.
One of my favorite, this is probably one of my favorite memories to do with Santa. I'll tell this story real quick and then we can go to final thoughts on the Goofy thing. But, God, it's so weird to tell this story in January. But, my, my school did this really cool, project and it was like, it was like a report, kind of like a book report, but not with a book. You had to like do all this information and stuff. And the project was we each got a different version of Santa from a different culture. And I actually got to do a report on the Japanese version of Santa. And it was really fun to do research about like how different parts of the world celebrate Christmas, how different parts of the world view Santa and the legend of Santa. That was really cool. I honestly, if I were in charge of the schooling system, that would be a mandate. Although if I was in charge of the schooling system, God help us. But um yeah, I'm not good at most things.
Oh, I also like Klaus. Klaus is a really good movie too, and it talks about how
Never seen it.
It's
you
a
never
10 out
seen
of 10.
Klaus.
I have not seen
That
Klaus.
is one of my watch every years, and that is a makes me cry
It's
every year.
so
It
It
is.
makes you
beautiful.
cry?
Like J.K.
Yeah,
Simmons
it
as
is a-
Santa Claus there, as
Me and
Klaus.
Jay are just gonna dogpile on you. It is a beautiful movie.
So
All right,
good.
next year. Next year.
Next year, easily.
year.
It's not on
It's
Disney
so
Plus.
good.
It is Netflix.
Yeah,
But
it's Netflix. But
We
like,
could do a new
probably-
podcast
yeah.
called Netflix Dicks. I don't know.
yeah, it's probably one of my new favorite Christmas movies because it came out like 3 years ago. But it's so good.
There is no pun for Netflix. You can't really be Netflix buddies or anything like that. Nerdflix? Nah, that's the thing. That's got
I
to be
mean,
the thing.
if it's
So
a
nerd-
Christmas one-off because it's wintertime,
Mm.
Netflix and chill. It's
That's got to be taken by now. Although,
Yeah.
oh, definitely.
I got a year to workshop this. I got a
Is
year.
it binge? What about binge? I don't know, something with a binge.
I did try to do a show called Binge Club forever ago instead of Book Club, so maybe we could bring that back. But yeah, final thoughts on the Goofy short. I gotta be real. It is a little difficult to watch this every year for me. I know I'm an adult, but like it really does. It brings back those childhood feelings of doubt a little bit. But I love the message of it, so each year I kind of get through it, and it's very funny. There's a lot of slapstick in this short altogether. So yeah, I love it. Probably my favorite. I agree. The ending's total cop out, but I still like it. Pete looks weird in the special though. Did anyone else notice that they drew Pete just a little different, and I don't like it.
Oh, okay, so yeah, because between the Goofy and like Mickey, the
Mhm.
Mickey short coming up, they look completely different, and
Yeah.
so does Daisy. Daisy looks. Why does Daisy have blue eyes
Well,
in the Mickey short?
if I can be a cynical adult for a minute instead of the wistful child talking about his school projects, I think that's probably because they had different animation companies doing each special.
That makes sense.
Like, you can see the corporate fingerprints on some of these things. By the way, I didn't bring this up, but one of my notes is literally, why the fuck is Scrooge so obsessed with Christmas carols in this? I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but they destroy a piano, and the only thing Scrooge cares about is that he can't do Christmas carols now. My guy, that's a whole fucking piano. I know that you're rich, but like Donald is clearly down on his luck, and they just destroyed a piano. Just sing your carols, man. Scrooge.
But the power of instruments is.
Scrooge has lost contact with the lower class.
I mean, oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and twice upon a Christmas, he ends up getting his bagpipes.
Oh yeah. So yeah, caroling Scrooge is apparently the one constant of the cinematic universe.
Yeah, well, there was an obvious joke there of why Scrooge is obsessed with
Oh,
Christmas Carol.
Do you think that's why they did it?
Probably.
I, I, I don't know if I hate or I like that.
I like that.
I'm
I like.
indifferent. I'm indifferent on that. Wow, this is the
Well, 'cause
first year I haven't watched a telling of a Christmas Carol. Oh wait, that's not true. Never mind. I saw Star Kids version that they came out with.
oh, nice.
Can't remember what it's called, but it was good. But yeah, moving on to the Mickey. Unless you guys have final thoughts about Goofy.
Oh, I think it was bittersweet.
I've pretty much said all I wanted to say on the Goofy one, yeah.
All right, then let us move on to the Mickey one.
Gift of the Magi.
Yeah, this is definitely Gift of the Magi.
So this is what you referenced last time in the Phineas and Ferb one, and I had no clue what you were talking about, and you said just wait till next week. It's been a few weeks now. Here we are.
Yeah. So, do you know what the Gift of the Magi is?
The story.
This story.
Yeah.
This is the one from which all other similar stories are derived.
Yeah.
I do not know.
So basically, what the Gift of the Magi is, and there are several different versions of this. I might be telling you one of those right now, but this is essentially what it is. A lady really wants to buy something for her husband, but she something generic. Let's say a wallet. She wants to buy like a wallet for her cousin, her husband, not her cousin.
Sweet.
A very expensive wallet. She wants to buy a very expensive wallet that she knows she doesn't have enough money for, but
so yeah, she wants to buy the wallet, but she doesn't have enough money, so she's like, "Oh, I'll sell my hair to a barber shop." So she cuts all her hair, she sells it to the barber shop, she gets the wallet. Meanwhile, the husband is like, "Oh, I want to get something really nice for my wife. I want to get her this really nice hairbrush," and he's like, "Well, I don't have money for that. It's really nice and it's really expensive. I'll give away my wallet chain and I'll sell that." So then,
I think it was watch.
Yeah, it was probably a watch or something. I don't know. Once you hear this, you know basically how every Gift of the Magi story is gonna go.
Sure.
So they go to give the gifts, and basically it's like, "Oh, I traded my thing that would make this gift you're giving me useful."
Yeah.
On both ends. But then they're like, it's still sweet that you did it, and they still love each other, and you don't have hair now, but that's still cool. That's basically the Gift of the Magi, and it happens basically that same way every single time. And I have no problem with the Gift of the Magi in concept. I don't know, it is always a little bittersweet when it's like, literally the only way this gift would be useful, and I traded it to give you something that you traded the only way your thing could be useful. It is one of those things. Cher, did you turn off your camera?
I was glitching.
Oh, I see. We shall continue, though. I will say the reason I like this version probably a little bit better is it's not just the Gift of the Magi stuff. Like, we actually get to see Mickey working at the tree place, and there is some very funny comedy that happens there later. We get to see Minnie working for Mortimer, which, God, I hate that Mortimer was successful in life.
Winnie and Jenny and...
Yeah. That pissed me off. I've always hated Mortimer. We're supposed to. We're supposed to hate Mortimer. But, like, you know how whenever people are like, Well, of course you were supposed to be annoyed by this character. That was the point. Well, here's the thing. Mission accomplished. I'm annoyed by this character. I fucking hate Mortimer. He's
Yeah, I mean, like the only times I remember Mortimer Mouse was this and an episode of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
I
Don't ask which one because I don't remember what episode it was, but he was in it.
I remember him mostly from House of the Mouse.
Oh shoot, he wasn't. Disney Plus. Put House of Mouse on Disney Plus,
Is it
man.
not on Disney Plus? For some reason, I thought it was there.
No, it's not on. It's not on Disney Plus. That's not on Disney Plus, and the Aladdin TV series isn't on Disney Plus either.
What are they waiting for?
I don't know.
You know, the Muppet Show wasn't on there for the longest time, and now we finally have it. So I think eventually they'll drop them both. But yeah, fuck Mortimer. That's kind of. If we get one message across in this review, I definitely want it to be that. That and being in Groundhog Day would be a hellscape. But I really like Mickey and the harmonica. I kind of wonder if I mean, obviously they're not going to bring it back, but like, you know, in this version of the story, Mickey is clearly more down on his luck than we've ever seen him. He's got a patch on his coat. It's cool to see him just hanging out with the fire department, sprucing up their band. That's a pretty fun reference to Walt Disney and his animators, who I believed had their own band, which shared a name with this band in the special. But yeah, I really like this one. I think it's a lot of fun and kookiness. I love Pluto helping Mickey with the trees.
Oh, Pluto.
Pluto is one of the best cartoon pets in the world, if you ask me. Which makes the sequel to this quite shitty on Mickey's part. But you'll see one day, Jack. You'll see.
Ruined his tree. All because Pluto ruined his tree. She kicked him out, and then he went missing for like I don't know how many days.
This time next year on January 1st, right after Christmas, you will see.
Okay.
If we even remember, I don't know.
Oh, I'll remember. I'm setting it on my calendar right now. I'm committing. 2024, baby.
Year of the Dragon. Woo! That's my year.
Yeah, that's dope.
Heck yeah.
That's my year.
Same.
I'm a tiger.
Tiger was not a good year for me, and I liked that Survivor song. It wasn't a good year.
But you like the song, and that makes it all okay. What did you guys think?
I like this one. I do think this is my least favorite of the three.
Fair.
It's fun, as we said, about the Gift of the Magi archetypal story thing. Ultimately, and again, it's a Christmas message specific to sort of the Christmas holiday, but to all of mankind. You know, it's the thought that counts. It's what you put into, and all the lengths that you went to get this thing that you knew would mean something to me. Yeah, great. It's really sweet, wholesome. We're on the third one, so I'm going to say it now. The animation throughout all three of these is great. It is like a step above typical like Disney TV animation from the time, but a bit below like the movie quality stuff, which I think is that perfect sweet spot for all of your Sensational Six sets of stuff. It's like, yeah, it's always weird when you see them on a movie budget because it moves a little too well, and then on a lot of TV budgets they don't move well enough. This is the perfect sweet spot. I love the nephews are so expressive in the first one. Mickey and Minnie move so well in this one as well.
Goofy's got some real emotion to him in this special.
Yeah.
And yeah, a bit of the comedy and everything, and it's fine. Is Figaro often depicted as Minnie's cat?
Yeah.
Yes.
Figaro and Figaro and I think Cleo was in it, right? No. Never mind.
That is actually something from the really old Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse cartoons. They literally just reuse the same cat from Pinocchio.
Yep.
Nice.
What?
That wasn't something I was familiar with, which then also had me question the harmonica thing. I'm like, I've never seen Mickey Mouse play a harmonica before in my life.
And you never will again.
Is this something? Am I missing something here?
Yeah, so
I was so put off by that.
Yeah, so Aunt Gertie is only appears here, and then Mickey playing a harmonica only. Is there something we should know, Disney?
I think.
Are you hiding something that we should know?
Look, here's the thing. No Way Home established that all Spider-Man cinematic universes are canon, right? Well, there you go. It's the same thing with Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, it's his own thing. House of Mouse, it's its own thing. This seems to have some pretty direct connections to Goof Troop. Like, was the baby...
Goofy and Pete being neighbors.
Well, was the baby who pulls off Goofy's beard, was that Pistol? Was that Pete's kid?
I
don't think so. It was a different family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I also noticed that, like...
wait. Where's PJ?
Yeah, PJ, Pistol, and Pete's wife did not show up. I don't remember her name for the life of me.
Yeah.
Penny, I think, maybe.
It was probably something with a P. That would add up.
Did they get a divorce?
Let's name her Porsche. Her name is Porsche. Like the car.
Portia.
Well, there's a bunch of words that start with P we could use. Like, she could be Portugal. She could be Perpendicular. That could be her name. Lady Perpendicular. I'm trying not to make the phallic joke here, but I want to.
No.
I'm not gonna. I just want to.
Don't do it.
I'm not gonna do. I said I wasn't gonna do it.
Don't
I'm not gonna do it. What are your thoughts?
No, I'm making a reference to Nicki Minaj. I'm sorry.
I never would have got that, ever.
Yeah, it's Pistol, PJ, and Peg is his wife.
Oh.
One of the names I didn't guess.
Peggy?
Peggy was close. Peggy was the closest. Cher, what did you think of this final one?
That's a good question.
My thoughts kind of just boil down to, look, I get it. The Gift of the Magi story is stereotypical. It's not that great. I understand. It's very overdone at this point. But that shit with Pete lighting his ass on fire and then slowly destroying his entire tree corporation.
That was funny.
That was worth the whole special. Like, once again, there's like a really good slapstick comedy hidden inside of this. Like, the shit with Goofy when they're in the mall is really funny.
And then with Huey and Louie and Donald, it's...
The stuff with the turkey. Well, the only I guess we're going back to Donald for just a second. The only problem I had with the slapstick in Donald's story is he got hit in the head with that tray every day. And yet when the tree falls on him, it's suddenly like, oh no, the tree fell on Donald. When we've seen Donald get the shit kicked out of him so much in this special, and the ending is literally...
You don't have a concussion.
Well, the ending is literally Donald suffocating to death in a snowman. So, like, do we feel bad for Donald getting hurt, or do we not? Make up your mind.
I don't know. No, but, I actually, I mean, when I was little, I didn't really understand this short. I was so confused. I was like, okay, so she didn't get her little necklace thing or whatever, and he didn't get the case. Okay, but they still love each other. Okay, sure. Let's go with that. Then my mom's like, that's why it's so important, Cherise, because even though they got him something very expensive, their love is stronger than money.
Yeah.
So every day when Mickey spitefully stares at the empty harmonica case, thinking back to what he once had, and it slowly corrupts their relationship, just remember, it didn't matter.
You know, Mickey could have done what Alvin did for an Alvin and Chipmunks Christmas special back in the 80s. Mrs. Claus could have came down and got him another harmonica.
I so vaguely remember. I watched a lot of Alvin and the Chipmunks when I was a kid, so I vaguely remember that episode. God, chat, I'm old. I'm getting old. My memory's going. One of these days, I'm not even gonna know what an Alvin is. Or a Mickey's.
No, but I think it was really sweet. Like I said, this entire movie special is very, very, very heartfelt, very sweet. I don't know which one I like more. For me, honestly, I like each of them equally because each of them has something special that the other one doesn't. So it's like Sophie's choice. I don't want to pick a child and then send the other one away.
Well, here's the thing, and just to harken back to last week's episode, if you don't choose, Willem Dafoe's gonna break through your wall on the glider, and he is gonna start trying to make you finish it. So like,
Finish.
he's gonna make you finish it. He's gonna yell, "You must choose" as well. That is the quote I was getting at. But once again, I think the Goofy one is probably my favorite, just because it does get an emotional reaction out of me, and I gotta give that props. However, my favorite scene is like not the Goofy one. I was gonna say it's the Pete shit, but like, God, just when he's like, "You were right. I even fell off the roof," and Goofy just looks so defeated. Like,
Oh.
I don't know. I really admire it that with a character named Goofy, they really went for giving Goofy the dramatic story, and for the most part, it really works. Like, if they would have ended without showing Santa, that would have been a very poignant and probably iconic story. Like that would have been real special. But they did kind of neuter it at the end.
Yeah, I mean, Max and Goofy still learn the lesson, but it's just a case of, oh, and we were right the whole time.
Yeah, they
didn't need it.
They got the cake.
Doesn't detract from it much, though.
They got the cake and they ate it too. You know, like
yeah.
Either Santa's real and we find like commitment in each other, or Santa's not real and none of this mattered, or Santa is real and none of this mattered actually.
Yes.
I've again. Yay!
But yeah, I guess here's the thing. If I were to rate these individually, I would probably give the first one a 6. I'd probably give the last one the 6. I'd give Goofy an 8. Like, I really liked Goofy's. Well, Goofy's was the only one that tried to be more than just, ooh, fun, goofy Christmas. Like, it really stepped out of that comfort zone. And I know that with, like, the nephews, there were a couple of moments when they stepped out of that. Like, obviously, they vowed to give Donald a good Christmas, and that was very heartwarming to see. But, like, you also have to see the point where they completely murder Christmas and throw a turkey at Daisy. So, like,
it's something we talked about, like Phineas and Ferb, how those characters that you know that are very the very silly, happy ones like Goofy or SpongeBob, they can have feelings too. They don't always have to be happy. It's okay if they have other feelings, because if they were just happy all the time, it can get really annoying. But they can express feelings. Okay.
And for me, stories like that are probably the most poignant. You know, when SpongeBob legitimately gets like sad or like emotional. Like during the SpongeBob movie, one of my favorite parts about it is just SpongeBob spends most of the movie being mistreated and feeling like, you know, looked down upon because everyone's like, oh, you're just a kid. And at the end, he finds like this reassurance in himself because he went on this big journey. And the fact that that is like a kid's cartoon, and yet SpongeBob is showing like, a character named SpongeBob is showing dimension. And that is something that I will always admire. especially with like this and Goofy. Like they raised some big questions in this for a kid. And speaking as a kid who did watch this, those questions hit. Like I began questioning Santa right after watching this. But yeah, I really love this special. I think it's a classic. Um, I'm not gonna give it a 10 out of 10, even though nostalgia wants me to, even though I know it's not perfect. I'm gonna give it a solid 7. I think it's good. I think it's real good. I think the Goofy cartoon begins to like push the boundaries. Like it's like, no, we are gonna get that 10 out of 10, and then they neuter it at the end with the Santa appearance. They kind of ruin it there. But I really like this special, and I'm probably gonna keep watching it. Even just Mickey, like I know that we gave a lot of props to the other ones, but even just Mickey hanging out with that band and dancing, and Pluto with the hat getting the money. There's a lot of sweet stuff in this that like it makes me smile just thinking about it. There's a lot of good stuff in this. So yeah, 7 out of 10 from me. Good Christmas special. Gonna keep watching. Your guys' turn. Cher, you can go next.
Oh, thanks. Since I've also watched this a bajillion times since I was a little girl, a little wee girl, and then 22, still watching it.
I was more of an Xbox boy than a Wii boy, but
Oh yeah, but I know I was definitely a wee girl. That and DS.
yeah, I'm lying. I also had a Wii. Wii was my favorite. NDS.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like all of them equally. Like I said, they just have each of them has something unique about them. I don't care what Norman Osborn says or whatever. I'm not choosing that. I'll make my own. I'll figure out a way to save everybody.
You're the one who has to deal with Willem Dafoe here, not us. Good luck, Spider-Man. Good luck. But do you have a ranking for the special as a whole?
Oh yeah, an 8.
It's a good number. I think that's fair. I was thinking about going 8, but I had to dock a few points here and there. You gotta be critical. I must be a cynical asshole. It's the only way I can be a proper critic. If you're not an asshole and a critic, you're not a critic. Speaking of which, Jack, please be an asshole and give us your rating.
Yeah, this is gonna be very interesting. Like, yeah, Neil and I, we watched this as kids, and then Jack watched this for the first time.
I'm very intrigued. I'm gonna be real. I think Jack's opinion is the most interesting to me because of that angle.
Enlighten us, Jack. Enlighten us.
I will just before we do, because Neil gave a ranking for each one. Cher, do you have a ranking for each short?
An 8.
For them individually.
I think she's saying all of them are an 8.
Cool.
I cheated, and I've upset the system.
No, it's all. Yeah, so again, having not grown up with this, having only just watched it for this Christmas past now, I enjoy it. Similar to the Vinny Superb one, it's not something that I will be revisiting year after year. If you want an example of that, check out Klaus. But no, being, as I said, I love DuckTales, the original and the reboot, and
same.
Again, I haven't seen Quack Pack, but pretty much every appearance of Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and Scrooge, and Donald, Daisy, the gang, all together is great. We were talking about voice actors earlier, and even with the CGI Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, like Ludwig von Drake's voice actor, just continuing through. Love that set, love that bunch, love that family. So seeing them in this story, good fun. And again, Huey, Dewey, and Louie taking the focus as the main characters for it. It is a Groundhog Day. We've seen that before. But that's fine, because it's the Christmas everyday thing. And these are all stories that, well, the first and the last are stories that we've seen plenty of times. And they're done well. But the Goofy one, yeah, I really liked. I do wish, as I said, hadn't shown Santa at the end. It does feel very tacked on. That does let it down a little bit. I think overall I'm giving this a 6.
Mm.
The animation is great. That is my biggest praise for this as a whole is the animation is great. And had they not shown Santa at the end of the Goofy one, that would have been fantastic.
Oh yeah, I legit believe that if they would have had the balls to go through with that ending, we probably... I feel like everyone would be talking about it, you know? Like, I feel like that would have become, like, probably a staple for Disney holiday.
Sure. But yeah, I don't have... I almost feel a little bad giving it a 6 rather than, say, a 7.
No,
But
don't
because-
feel bad. It's your opinion.
Yeah, but because I don't have much of an attachment to this film as it in and of itself. It's sweet at the end when they all come together and sing. Goofy and Max say the word gay. But
I giggled
Yeah,
at that as a child as well.
that's great. And again, the Disney company's moving in a better direction now after a lot of 2022 stuff. So
Yeah,
Woo-hoo.
2022 was a very mixed bag for Disney.
yeah, both the company and movies. But yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
individually, I think I give the Duck story an 8, the Goof story an 8, and the Mouse story a 6.
Mm.
And yeah, I haven't done the maths yet to figure out what that totals out to, but that's my thoughts.
16.
I liked it.
Wait, 16 and 6 is 22.
Can we take off points from the Mickey one just because Mortimer was in it?
If you want to.
I hate Mortimer so goddamn much. I'm not gonna actually take points off, but just know I probably should. God, that character. I know the point is you're supposed to hate him, so the rebel in me is like, well, then I shouldn't hate him. And yet, he is so hateable. Good job, Disney. Good job.
Okay, so the Duck story we collectively ranked at 22 out of 30.
That
The
ain't
Goof
bad.
story 24 out of 30, and the Mouse story 20 out of 30.
Minus
Now,
1 for the
overall-
Mortimer appearance.
Minus 1 for Mortimer appearance. Okay, 19.
Yeah, there we go. That's fitting.
So the actual overall 21 out of 30.
That's not bad.
That's a rule on Disney Plus pals now. If Mortimer said it, minus 1. That is
So
a rule.
I guess when we maybe do Mickey Mouse Clubhouse in the future or House
Yeah.
of Mouse, if we get a Mortimer.
Mickey's Roadsters is getting a negative 12 from me. Mortimer's like the main villain in one of those. But yeah. So we usually end on a joke, and this is one of the first times I have thought about the joke in advance. And
Shouldn't
it's a
we
little...
plug in first?
Yeah, we can plug first, but it's an improv one. So I'm going to say what it is before we do plugs so we can be thinking about... We're going to be thinking about what we're going to do while we're doing the plugs. But the question is, the joke we're ending on is, what happened to Aunt Gertty? Why does she never appear again? We must answer that question. But first, let's go into plugs. And while you guys are thinking about that, I shall start us off. Hi, how you doing? Welcome. Come around here often? Well, if you do, I hope you've hit the subscribe button. I'm Dr. Neolipus. This is my channel. Just sit on down and watch some of my Twitch VODs. They're available to you. I don't know why I always do this as flirting. I don't know why that's my go-to. But over on the Twitch channel, things have been a little stagnant. Christmas is still happening for me, which is why this special does not feel weird at all. It's been very busy, but the next God of War episode is downloaded. The Twitch VOD has been saved, and it will probably be uploaded in the next couple of days. I'm going to upload this video literally right after we record it. So if you're seeing this, just know God of War is either coming out tomorrow or the next day. I'm also thinking about doing another Let's Play series on the. I'm trying to remember the whole title. It's got a lot of words in it. The Book of Untold Stories or the Book of Unwritten Stories. It's a point and click adventure game. We're doing more point and clicks, which I used to do all the time, and I'm so glad we can jump back into them. Hopefully we'll even redo King's Quest at some point this year. We got some big stuff coming up. Oh, and by the way, if you follow Kyle's channel, The Kylor Show, you know that we had to delay our Christmas special along with this one. But, good news, we now have all the presents for that. So hopefully our Christmas unwrapping schedule will come out before January 11th. We're thinking about uploading it for my birthday. By the way, just so you're aware, at the beginning of that special, I will also be gaslighting you. That day will also be Christmas. But yeah, that's pretty much all my plugs. You know what? Just randomly, go watch Dimension 20. It's a good D&D show. I'll plug that too. Download Netflix. It's also quite good.
Cuphead.
Walmart. Very good store. Go shop at Walmart, everyone. Not sponsored. Just a plug. Alright, I'm done. Jack, you want to go next?
Sure. Hello, open out there on the internet. I am Jack of all trades. Over on my channel. Yep, that was a. I stumbled over words there and then made a bigger mess of it than I already was.
Good thing it's not blue.
That's my life in a nutshell.
That's not being edited out.
No, it's not.
You can check me out over on my channel, where it is mostly reaction videos at the moment. I am, as of recording, caught up with the My Hero Academia anime. As of recording, have not finished editing those videos. Those will be coming out over the next couple of weeks. I have been a little shaken by Christmas, but basically every Monday is a My Hero Academia video, and every Friday is a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure video. That series is finished. I haven't finished watching it yet. Christmas has taken up a fair chunk of my time, as I think it has all of ours, hence this video coming out a bit later than I think any of us really hoped. But additionally to those, I do this every year. I haven't even recorded them yet, though, so it's going to be a bit of a delay. But every new year, I do a video of my 10 favorite movies from the past year, 10 favorite cartoons from the past year, and 10 favorite anime from the past year. I have made those lists. I've written up a rough bullet point script for those videos, but I haven't actually recorded them yet. So
You said you made a list. Did you check it twice?
I updated it throughout the year every time I saw something new. I've checked it plenty of times.
Making sure. Did you find out who was naughty and nice?
Yeah, there are a few films and stuff that I'm going to rag on and some that I'm going to praise.
There are naughty movies on your list?
Dishonorable mentions, shall we say.
Oh, I was making a porn joke.
No, check out my video from last year, Bad Luck Banging or Loony Porn. Good film. I still have a poster for that. I have like an A3 poster for that movie. It's genuinely a really good and interesting film. But yeah, no, those videos are going to be coming out once I record and edit and upload them, which will hopefully be before the end of January at the latest.
Fair. Can't wait to see him. I loved. God, I'm doing that dumb Neil thing again. Was 2021 the year that Spider-Man came out?
Which one?
Yeah.
The new one. I think it is, but for some reason my brain is like, was it 2020?
2021, I think.
Well, regardless, Jack's list where he had Spider-Man and Tick Tick Boom in it, for example, like Jack's lists are just fucking good. Go watch all of Jack's lists, but I like that one specifically. Cher, you want to do your plugs while we think about our Gertty lore?
Sure. Okay. Hello everybody. I'm Charisse. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and please like and subscribe to my 2 channels. Share from 2000. Yes, there's 2 underscores, and share your creations. I was thinking about for my share your creations video or YouTube channel, since I haven't posted in like 2 months, I might start doing my own little mini skits, maybe if I have time to come up with impromptu skits or whatever. I don't know, but it's it's kind of a working title. I think it might be called Norma's Genres, but I'll figure that out a little later on. As for my first YouTube channel share from 2000, I finally uploaded Rise of the Guardians Parts 1 and Part 2 of my thoughts. Part 2 is more of like a Dear DreamWorks letter because I want them to watch this. I doubt they're gonna watch the video, but someone watch it, please.
Yeah, but just what if they make Guardians 2 and they're literally like, this reaction video is the reason. Who's the share person? She made
Yeah.
it
Oh,
happen.
and a bonus. Christmas Eve, I read "Twas the Night Before Christmas," and I posted it on YouTube. So, anytime you guys want to listen or read "Twas the Night Before Christmas" on Christmas Eve, you can watch that. Maybe I can do more share reads or whatever. But other than that, I don't really know what I have planned in the future. Again, maybe my little skits for my second YouTube channel. As far as reactions or sharing my thoughts, you know, it will be the 25th anniversary of Mulan, the original 1998 film, so maybe I can do that in honor of Chinese New Year. It's the year of the rabbit, after all, so I don't know if Mulan is a rabbit zodiac sign, but whatever. But maybe I can do my thoughts on Mulan. I did it with Aladdin, so maybe I can do that.
I don't know if I'll ever upload a video where I talk about the live action Mulan. I don't know if I will, because I hate that movie. I despise that movie.
And just since we're all talking about movies from last year, I honestly I watched 20 movies, which is like a new record because I guess the last few months I had free time again. Thank God. All I will say is
what is that?
What's what?
Free time.
Free time?
Free time.
That's foreign to me.
It sounds like something from the next season of Loki, perhaps?
Do you not have to pay for it? Is there no price for this time? Like.
So, anyways, I don't want to go through my entire list. I'm not going to post on anything, but let's just say my top 5 includes The Bad Guys, Del Toro's Pinocchio, Turning Red was probably my favorite animated movie of last year, especially Fort Town. Fort Town forever, y'all. Go Fort Town. Yeah. Number 2 is a documentary of Idina Menzel, just because I love her so much. I don't know if that counts or not, but
she's wicked. She's cool.
And then obviously my favorite movie from last year is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So yeah.
I have no idea what my favorite movie was last year. I'd have to probably think about it. Can I just do Tick Tick Boom again? Can that just always be my favorite movie?
You can if you want to.
Well, just real fast. Before we get into the Gertty joke, let me just say, 2022 was kind of a rough year for me personally. I don't know about everyone else in this podcast, but
yeah, definitely.
Hell of a year, 2022. But you know, we don't know if 2023 is going to be better. We don't know if it's going to be worse. But the one thing I can promise is the jokes may not be funny, the videos might not be well edited, and, they're probably never going to be on time. Just going to set your expectations real low here. But I'm going to be around for the whole year, hanging out with you. So if you have one constant this year, let it be you're hanging out with this dumbass goofball.
And the rest of us.
Well, this isn't really the first full year of Disney Plus Pals, but it is the first one with us in the new format. It's the first one with the cast being solidly the 3 of us. And I'ma be real, I had fun. I'ma keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it until these two decide they're sick of me. So, and even if no one watches, we'll still be here. So if you like our stuff, keep watching or don't. We'll be here when you need us. We'll be here when you don't need us. Enjoy your 2023. All right, let's say what kinds of fucked up shit happened to this duck. Let's start with you, Jack. Let's get all the sentimentality out of the air.
Okay, so logically, I'm assuming
Mm-hmm.
to be Daisy's sister. That's why I'm placing her on the McDuck family tree.
That adds up to me.
She never showed up before this and never shows up after, so...
So something horrible happened. Potentially. Yeah. And here's the thing. Here's my theory if you're interested, Jack. Here's my theory. You know how the ending of the DuckTales reboot establishes that there are clones of Webby? What if Daisy also has clones? And Gertie is like a combination clone of Daisy and Mrs. Beakley that went like rogue, developed its own personality, and just completely hijacked Christmas. That's the undertones. That's why everyone's so awkward and no one wants to hang out with Aunt Gertie. They don't know who she is. She just showed up. She's just here now. And she's just made herself a part of the family. She kind of looks like Daisy. So everybody's like, oh, maybe that's the case. But after Christmas, Scrooge realizes what's up and he gets the boys together and they got to take out Aunt Gertie. That's my theory. Aunt Gertie is secretly the DLC boss battle of the DuckTales reboot series.
Yeah, I did just have to quickly check. It's like, what is Miss Beakley's first name? Could it be... No. No.
I thought the same thing.
Yep, not the same character, no.
Although, maybe she was a super spy. Maybe this is a persona Miss Beakley has come up with. Who knows?
Miss Beakley was currently on the run during this Christmas.
We can
had
assume.
to disguise herself as a different Duck family member to be able to attend.
Now, here's the big question.
That's what I'm going to go with.
Where's Webby in all this? What happened to Webby?
Witness protection.
Duck witness protection. I'm just imagining like a police department full of ducks. That is very funny to me. Cher, what awful things happened to Gertie after this special? Is she still around? Did she run off and, like, join the circus or something? Or is she super dead? That's up to you now. You hold Gertie's life in your hands.
She became an angry bird?
You know, she does kind of look like the white angry bird. Ever so vaguely. That could be what happened. Maybe after this special, oh, what if that's the thing? What if Gertie actually retained her memories of all of the different Christmases? And after this, she went crazy and just got angry at a bunch of pigs and started laying eggs to take them out. What a dark reboot of Angry Birds. Involving clones, Uncle Scrooge. Oh, also, the fact that they literally wear wetsuits and oxygen masks to prevent Gertie from kissing them is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Once again, a well-done special. But, ladies and gentlemen, whether Gertie is dead or out there somewhere watching, God, let's hope she's dead. But whether or not, thank you for watching Disney Plus Pals. Thank you for watching this channel. Have a Merry fucking Christmas, because that's what today is. And if anyone says it's not Christmas, I will fucking